Well, here I am, telling a story I never thought I would share. I'm writing this now just in case he finds me. I don't think I can hide much longer. Let's start from the beginning. My name is Jessica. I'm 21, and I have a wonderful husband. Or at least had a wonderful husband. We met in high school. His name was Josh. We were both seniors, and we fell in love with each other immediately. We even applied to all the same colleges, so we could stay together after senior year ended. We got married when I was 20, and he was 21. Now that you're all caught up, let me tell you what's been going on, just in case I won't be here after I write this, if you know what I mean. Just a few months ago, everything was going great, until overnight, Josh began to act stranger, and stranger as time went by. It all started with me telling him I loved him before he went to work, and he didn't respond. He would just walk past me, no words, no nothing at all. Then he began to get up in the middle of the night and leave the house. I thought it would be a one-time thing, but after the 7th time he did it, I asked him in the morning where he went. He replied with, "I just went to do stuff." I replied with, "Okay," even though I still found it strange. The next night he continued. Every night, around 3 a.m, he would leave. One night, I got sick of it, so I stayed awake and waited for him to leave. As soon as he got up, I waited a few minutes just to make sure he didn't hear me. But after a bit, I got out of bed. Only when I got out of bed, the basement door was open. I felt like a dumb blonde in a horror movie, but he was my husband. So I went down to see what he was doing. I still tried to be quiet, but I couldn't see anything, and I tripped on one of the steps. I saw a faint figure, which I guessed was my husband's, so I went back up and turned on the light so I could see, since he knew I was down there. Only, when I turned on the light, I did find my husband, but not the way I wanted to find him. He was holding a dead body with a knife on the floor and blood on his hands. And the worst part, the part that made me rethink everything that happened between us, he was biting a huge cut on his chest. He was ETing him. I screamed. I screamed so loud, I thought the house was shaking and the windows shattered. What happened? What happened to my husband? The one that I met in high school, the one who was a sweet, perfect, innocent man, with no bad intentions at all, ever. What happened to him, to that? He saw me. He stopped biting the poor man's cut and moved his head and his eyes towards me. He stood there, he paused. I thought I was going to pass out, or throw up, or both. Then he moved his eyes back to the corpse and continued. He continued eating him in front of me. I ran up the stairs and locked the door. I was nauseous, I was scared, I was confused, I was sobbing. I ran back to my room and then I packed my stuff. I was going to get the hell out of that house, and I was never going to come back. As I was packing my clothes, I heard a loud noise that made me jump. There was knocking on the basement door, he was pounding on the door. I began to cry even more, and I just packed everything I could find. I didn't care. After all my clothes, toiletries, and electronics were on my bed, a moment of realization hit me. The suitcases were in the basement where he was in, where T8 was in. What was I going to do? Knocking still on the door, tears still coming down my face, fear still in my mind, pounding still in my heart. I was stuck, frozen. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, the knocking stopped. What happened? I thought. Was he still on the steps? Should I go in the basement? No, I'm not stupid. I'm not dumb. I grabbed a duffel bag in my closet and fit everything I could in there, and then I left. I was speeding, 30 miles past the speed limit. I'm never coming back.